Hi, welcome back to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your classmate or companion into the world of Chinese language and culture. And hey, we made it to the end of the year. When I started the show on November 11th, I don't know how long I'm going to last because this is, I never did this before. I don't know how much time, how much cost it is to me to make this content for you. And this is really my new favorite pet project. And I've been enjoying this journey of learning myself. First, I have to learn and then I can share. And may or may not be correct. Don't hold myself accountable for this, but as much as I know as the native language speaker, so longtime user of this language, and also because I'm living in America for a long time, so I probably can relate to you, to your experience of viewing another language, another culture. So try to explain to English speaking world of what it meant for Chinese to make meaning from their words. And after all, we're all humans, right? So we just, operate on different languages. Last time we talked about 此题无解. So this problem has no solution. And we have this wonderful two possible origins explanation of what this, like how this concept, like pointing to something came into being. I like the version about comparing the two knives side by side. It's like in a duel, the winner. Okay, we stop at the winner. That's the best option we have. So we go by this. Okay, 此题无解 from yesterday. So we are going to continue with the concept of wu. Yesterday we talked about how wu has the same language source, or the character, the imagery came from dance. And then because the concept of nothing was imported to China in 7th century from India. And then, we cannot express wu as a blank space, right? So we have to put something in there. This dancing related character was grabbed to express the concept of nothing. So we start with nothing, 无所谓 in today's phrase. So now it's negation of what? Exactly. It's like, what are you talking about? That's the concept today. 无所谓. 所, okay, I put it in here. That's the original written form of 所. Another very elegant looking image, right? It's too complicated to do it that well, like by person rendering. In handwriting, it's so difficult. So I guess that's why people come up with the simplified version so that you can mess it up. It's still recognizable. So it's a more functional word. This is more like expressive, aesthetic word. The right side is jin. So it's axe. So now from this structure, probably we can see why it's axe. It's like carve off something, some piece off from the main body. So that's jin. And the left side is the sound maker. It sounds like a who. So language evolved, so the sound probably got transformed in the middle somewhere. So now it sounds like 所 altogether. And what's amazing about this word is, okay, so we're talking about Chinese versus English. In English, there's a group of words that you hardly notice exist, but they are used like 40% of it lingual, like what you speak or written words as well. 40% of them are composed by this, what they call small words. Small words, I don't like that. That's kind of judging, right? Like these words are small. What do you mean? It means like they're not the main concept carrier. Like, okay, among this phrase, probably the only main concept carrier, according to the English, big words, small words categorization, this is the only word that has concrete meaning. That means tell. But the rest of the two words are construction of this concept that facilitate the meaning. They by themselves doesn't really have concrete meaning. There's no action or no verb or noun, right? But they are like referring to something. Like the first word is a negation. So it's a logic operator. It's a negate. And then 所, the Chinese version of a multifunctional small word in English. It can mean what? It can mean this. It can mean if. It can mean, well, what did I say? It can mean if, what, all as well. And so four commonly used small words in English are all expressed on this 所. So I have been wondering, like, how come in Chinese language I don't see small words, but there are. It's multifunctional, so you don't see them in many variations. Like 4 concepts in English can be replaced by this 1 character in Chinese. And when I'm operating on this language, I hardly notice that it actually is a small word in the concept, in the framework of English. Okay, so that's the benefit of having both languages. And then I can view my native language, oh, that's small word corresponding. Okay, so 所 in this context means what. It's there is no fixed thing. It doesn't mean all. It doesn't mean if. It means what. And then I have to, English grammatically correct. So what to tell. I have to add a parenthesis. To there. To is a small word, right? As an example of small word. Like you use it in your language, but you're probably not aware of it. But it's necessary to construct the meaning, to glue things. They are like the gluers, right? To glue concepts together to form a coherent. Otherwise, if we only use nouns and verbs, things may sound off. Like people may have different interpretations. But by using small words, you glue them together in a certain form, and then people understand what exactly you mean. What to tell. So wei means tell. Wei got left and right structure. So as a review, chances are Chinese characters are formed by 2, and chances are left and right. Chances are the left side is the smaller portion, is the meaning maker. The right side is the sound maker. So that's the majority of Chinese words, how that looks like, how that's formed. So the meaning maker on the left side means verbal, means words. Yan, we call it 言字旁. So it's the sound portion component over there. The right side sounds like a wei, and here exact sound carried over. Wei by itself, you can see this moon structure, right? So body parts in that moon symbol, and then we have this tian on the top. So tian, I guess, in that structure by itself becomes the sound maker somehow, right? So because the bottom is the meaning maker, it's a portion of your body, it's your stomach. So the top, the right portion of this character made up of 2 parts itself, meaning maker, sound maker, means stomach, pronounced as wei. And the whole thing, top and bottom together, put together by this yan, this verbal symbol, words symbol together, that becomes a sound maker, wei. And this is something related to talking. It means tell. So nothing, what to tell. What does that mean? Okay, so in my interpretation and how when I use 无所谓, the 3 characters together, it sounds to me like whatever. It's whatever you say or whatever comes my way, I feel I'm not hurt or affected. It's kind of an attitude. It's a detachment of yourself from the situation. Normally it's a bad situation or somebody try to use that on you, and then you say 无所谓, whatever. And I'm glad that we come to the end of the year. This is the last episode in 2021, and it's a tough year for many of us. And definitely it's not a 无所谓 situation. It's not whatever. There are a lot can be learned, can be told, can be understood, can be analyzed, and can be improved of what's happening in 2021, right? So I don't know you, but for me, the end of the year and the beginning of the year, those checkpoints, those 节, the checking points on myself that I have to review the whole year, what happened to me, what I accomplished, what mistakes I made, things like that, so that next year I can do better and come up with a better plan for the next year, even if things may come in different directions and not to my satisfaction, right, or my expectation. But I still like to frame my world in my lingo and to view the world processed by me. So there I put very idyllic picture. It's a picture, it's not a drawing, right? So a couple with their ox, which is a main farming animal, and a dog. Man, woman carrying stuff, crossing the river in front of this mountain, and their reflections. Right? So it's idyllic, like ideal lifestyle, almost like you're working honestly, making a living with your hard work, and you're still part of nature. You're not in front of the screen all the time, right? You're out in nature, make a living with like a co-live with animals. Like you have a dog, you have ox, right? Big animal, small animal, and you yourself recognize yourself are somewhat also animal, but you're putting hard work to make a living and exist in this beautiful space. And I hope that's like whatever happened in 2021. On the one hand, we can feel it's a whatever situation. Okay, what happened is happened. What it is it is, right? We can sometimes feel like do nothing about it. We can sometimes, to protect our psyche, to say whatever, 无所谓, right? But at the same time, we also have our choices to be made, plans to be made, right? Or our framework to use, to be used, right? To view how things are going. So same frame, same scenery or same occurrence happening in life can have multiple interpretations, right? So that's, I guess, what I'm doing here too, like through language, interpret the world through the lens of two languages, sometimes crossing each other. And that's the fun part, that you are looking at things from different frameworks, different lenses, and get different feelings and senses from it. That's my purpose, and I hope you enjoy the journey so far. We're going to continue. I decided to continue this program since I survived the year with still a smile on my face. I'm still motivated to do this. And we are going to learn together of another culture from our lens, the English, but to understand the other culture, how Chinese are putting meanings together, how they how they perceive the world. And maybe there's some things that we can adopt. I'm pretty sure, like there is thousands of years of history, there are wisdom embedded in language that we can all absorb and get, those are nutritions for us. Thank you very much. I hope you crossed the year successfully and enjoyed the show, and stay tuned. See you next year.